Gotta ask a real interesting question. Cartoon or comic book characters, which is harder to make it into a movie? Oh, that's a good question because the cartoons, when they try to become a film, you have to like think about it in a blow up profession. And of course, when I watched Scooby Doo and then I watched Fat Albert in the Game, mixed results. Not the worst thing, but not the best thing because of the characterization and how it would hit. Comic books would probably go over easier, obviously, when you think about Batman and Spider Man, because you've had incredible success with those. Richie Rich though didn't really hit me though that good though, but I think the comic book ones tend to be more memorable. I don't think the cartoon ones turn into movies that quite hit me like the comic books. But it got me thinking though because I had to rewind my brain about when I would buy comic books because that was actually an art. If you came from a certain era, buying comic books was kind of like buying sports cards, baseball, football, basketball cards. If you're a collector, sports card collector, and that was kind of like the equivalent. They had a place, they had a time. But when I thought about cartoons, I just kind of looked at them as a certain way. Like for instance, I'm a huge Scooby Doo fan, but I never cared for the movies. I thought they were just, I don't know, they didn't hit me the same on the big screen. Whereas, but comic book characters I could see. I just thought that the comic books, I thought that I could see that working. Like it just seemed to me like it worked better. I don't know if it's because I saw the dialogue being a certain way. I think with cartoons, you get them kind of attached to a certain place, a certain theme, a certain time, and it hits a bit different. But it's a good question. I mean, in the era of anime and everybody taking those characters, which would be an offshoot of cartoons, and that being put into that, it would probably loan itself more so than what growing up with the two. So I think it's an interesting question. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that it can kind of throw you off guard because you're thinking to yourself like, "Wow, but did that really work? Or why didn't it work? What kept it from working?" Those sort of things come into view. Um, what would have been more effective had that been, done a certain way, and could it have been done a certain way? So um, when we watch cartoons and we read comic books, can we see the characters coming off the pages, off the screen, and then what do we think about them as they appear? And do we want that, or are we just a prisoner of the moment that we just want them to stay as they are? You know, because I'm a big Scooby Doo fan, and it didn't right hit the same in the movie as it would in the cartoon. It's just a certain way that it just hits with the cartoon, even though it is an actual film. But it just seems to me there's something about comic book characters. They just get more detailed, they get more sketched out. They tend to just kind of bring a certain flavor. I can't really explain it. But I mean, I would welcome people to kind of give me a thoughts and takes on which side of the coin they are on when it comes to these two, because it is a very interesting, polarizing thing. I like to think. I say it is. I think that it's kind of got a interesting hit when I think about the two worlds. But depends on which way you come down to it. So, you know, cartoon versus comic book characters, which works better on the big film? Please let me know your thoughts and takes. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm all the time. Peace.